way. Yeah. Howard doesn't usually wear a tie, but he's wearing one today. Sing dance.
Our place where we can dream and share. Our place,
Give the cello some. Oh, yeah. All right. Yes, that was Kimute on cello.
It was a little last minute, but.
Oh, yeah. He just kind of, worked that up.
Learned it 5 minutes before the show.
Yes, he did. Next week, he's going to have a completely orchestral version. We're going to have some French horns.
Yeah.
We're going to have. We're going to rent an orchestra.
Yeah,
That's right.
I'll play all of that just at the same time.
Well, you'll be leading the band.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm Louise Planker, your lovely and captivating host. We are here with a panel of wise and wonderful teens. We have Andrea, Nico, Ryan, Yulia, Kimute on cello, and we have Danny. So some of the kids here may appear new to you. Ryan, for example, is not new. He took a sabbatical to do sporty things and play on his sporting squad, as Jakey likes to call it. But Ryan is back. Welcome back, Ryan.
Thank you.
How did your sporty things?
Basketball?
Yes.
Is that what you're referring to?
Whatever the game
Sports
that you have
ball.
where you run with
Where
a
you
ball
put the
and
cylinder through the
throw
hoop,
a ball
through the circle?
a net. Yes.
Yeah, sphere, not cylinder. See, I'm good at sports, not math. But no, it was good. We had an all right season. I had a lot of fun with it though, so it was good.
Very good. And what position did you play?
I played all over the place actually, because our
Really?
team was a little short-handed, so we kind of mixed and matched.
Okay, great. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. So this is less sweaty adventure that we do here on Tuesday nights, but we're happy to have you back, and we missed you very much. And we have Andrea, who's here. Say hello, Andrea. So when you talk, you need to talk right into the microphone. Get it like really close to your mouth, closer than you think it should be is the right distance.
Like that.
And then, of course, we have Yulia and Danny, Keo, and Nico. Everyone knows Nico. That's right. Nico's back, and he means it. Announcements. Jakey got an 800 on his math SAT. Woo! So he's the smartest.
That's 100%, by the way.
The smartest at mathing that you can be. He took math, and he crushed math, and math is begging for mercy because Jake does not submit when it comes to math. Jake is the victor. But then, of course, he said, what did he say to you, Ryan?
He said, it's not that great. The average at the college I want to apply to, being Harvey Mudd, is like a 780 or something like that. So he's been talking it down. But he got 100% on the subject test, which is like awesome, crazy.
Right, but that means that this test, it didn't even challenge him. If there were 900, he could have gotten it.
Yeah.
It's just 800 was all they had to offer. Yes.
800 was when math tapped out.
He tapped math out. Math yelled uncle. We are at 888-531-7171. We are Our Place Out Loud. I am newly back from Dublin, Ireland. I went to Dublin, Ireland right after last week's podcast and arrived right before this one. So I'm almost Irish. You can quiz me. You get there and everybody is Irish. It's
Can you do an Irish accent?
In Ireland?
They're so kind. They're just the nicest, cheeriest. They're so happy to meet you. What do they say? I should have practiced. When I'm not jet lagged, I'll go on to dialect.com and speak it for you better. But my film, Family Band: The Cowsill Story, was let's see if I can show you a picture of my movie. I never really sell the movie hard enough in the app because I always feel like, why would you kids care? But you know what? You actually should care because this is a movie about a dysfunctional family that were pop stars and they were teen idols. They were as big as One Direction, but they were all brothers and a sister. So if you come from a dysfunctional family and you watch the movie, I think you'll identify with it. And it's also got a lot of singing that's unbelievable. One of the things that's told about the Cowsills, and I've told their story, which is very dramatic, but their music is sensational. People watch the movie and they go nuts for the music, and then they go looking for all of it, and you get to discover newly to you all this great music that they've created throughout their entire lifetimes because they're now in their 50s and 60s, just like you kids. All right, so let's delve into. So if you have any Irish questions, or if you're from Ireland, give me a call. Maybe I saw it. Oh, the movie was at the Dublin Film Festival, which is called the Jameson Dublin Film Festival. And if you can name your film festival after whiskey, by all means, please do so. So it's the Jameson Dublin International Film Festival. And I was part of a series called Don't Knock the Rock, run by Alison Andrews, and she brought her 6 favorite rock documentaries to the festival. So I was there with other rock documentaries, and we represented rock in the doc format and just telling great stories about maybe undiscovered or underdiscovered talents. And I was very pleased to be part of a panel and interviewed by Irish people who speak Irish, and it was just Irishly fantastic. P.S. The food in Ireland is really great. They have great food there. They have this thing called an Irish breakfast, and it comes with about 17 courses. I didn't have time for all of it, but I did watch other people eat it, and it was quite entertaining. I just had the eggs. But we're going to delve into questions from you guys. Mary writes, Mary915 writes, I've only made myself throw up once, and I don't eat all I should. Do I have an eating disorder? So what I was thinking before I throw to you guys is that, and I've gotten this question a lot this week and last week, so I thought I'd throw it out to you guys and see what everybody thinks. But my initial reaction when I was writing back to her was saying I've only thrown up once is also saying I've been thinking about throwing up for a really long time. So because you don't just throw up once. If you threw up, that means that the idea was in your head and that you're concerned about your body image. And so it's indicative of deeper problems, and especially when you add the part about how you don't eat as much as you should, that you're concerned about body image. And I don't know if we've talked a lot about body image on the show, so I thought this would be a good week to do so. I think it's an eating disorder if you've only thrown up once, because I think it means that this is something that's going through your mind day and night, and you may be very distracted by your sense of how you're supposed to look. Go ahead, Nico.
Well, I thought I'd start off by saying it's really easy to say I only did it once. And, after you do something once, it gets a lot easier. Like, I know that from experience. So it's something you got to watch out for, because even if you do just make yourself throw up once, that doesn't mean that you're off it forever. That feeling really can come back to bite you. Well, that's really all I got to say about it. Ryan?
Yeah, well, my initial instinct was like, I don't know, even just once to me seems like more than enough. So as much as I can't really say it's a disorder because I'm not like a doctor or anything, I would definitely say that there are some changes that would be great if made to your eating habits. And also just like if you know you're not getting the nutrition you need, that's a really important part of just like your daily life, is you need to get the nutrition that your body needs. So just it's more important to get the food you need than to look the way you want. But I don't know. What do you think, Hugh?
Yeah, I don't know what qualifies as an eating disorder, because I'm not a doctor, like Nico said, but it's definitely an issue if it's not a disorder. It's something that needs to not progress or get any worse. And I mean, throwing up once is still throwing up once. I mean, that's not good. And I think it's more important. Guys are more attracted when you look healthy. Like, just be healthy and look healthy. And that's more attractive than you being super skinny or anything like that.
I'll second that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have the girls weigh in, Yulia.
I think maybe she should go to a nutritionist. Like if she goes to college or in high school, like go and talk to a nutritionist, and they can give you a really good eating plan so that you can see what's good for you and what's not, and you could be thin but also eat healthy, and you can work out and you can also be healthy. Like don't throw up to like cheat. Like if you want to work for a nice figure, then you need to put in the work.
Right. I mean, that's a good way of putting it. It's like there's a way to, if you're going to be sort of controlling of your body image, there's a way to be controlling that's healthy. I mean, you can definitely work out to an unhealthy extent, but you can also put systems in place that are fairly regimented if that's kind of the way your mind works, where it's like, okay, every day I have to walk at least this many miles and eat this amount of calories, and you may want to go through a phase where you weigh your food and calculate it, just because that's what you're going through at that stage of your life. That to have control over something, but make it a healthy eating disorder. You can have an eating disorder and still get plenty of nutrients. By eating disorder, I mean you're planning it out too carefully, how many calories you expel versus how many calories you take in. Like, that's still a disorder if you're OCD about it, but you can do it in a way where you're not robbing your body of precious nutrients, especially during your growing years. And then hopefully as you get into your 20s, that will abate and you'll get more relaxed. But I know a lot of grown-up women who like are workout fiends and have to do it a certain way, and they still are happy, healthy, productive adults, but this is just something they do. I mean, we all have things. It just has to be within reason. Does that make any sense to you guys? Kimute?
Yeah, I just wanted to add that not only nutrients, but making yourself throw up can cause damage to your throat and a lot of other things. You're not supposed to throw up. Throwing up is something you do when there's something wrong.
Right.
So
it's your body expelling something
yeah,
in an emergency situation.
It's more than just not having enough nutrients. You're actually damaging yourself.
Oh, it's horrific on your bones, organs, and skin, and it absolutely kills your teeth. I mean, a dentist can look in your mouth a year down the road and know that you're bulimic. Mm-hmm. That's how damaging it is. I mean, do we have a phone call there, Justin? It's Maddie. Hello, Maddie.
Hi.
How are you, honey?
Hi, how are you guys?
Oh, God.
Nico's really happy to hear from you.
I can tell.
Yeah. He misses you so much. He was carving your name into his notebook.
Was he?
Yeah.
Were there little hearts with it, too?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was crying really like a lot.
Chill, shut up.
He wrote you a song.
He wrote you a song.
Maddie, stay out of our place.
They're so mean
What
to
a
you.
sweet, sweet song.
It's really nice. There's more lyrics. There's a verse and a chorus and a bridge. You're going to like it.
She probably won't.
So what's going on? Did you go to your training today?
I did.
What?
We saw a really cool TED Talk about a 19-year-old talking about depression and how it's there's such a stigma in our society about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've seen
And so he was just kind of talking about how tough it is.
Who is it so we can all Google it? We want to watch his TED Talk. Who is it and what's his name?
You know, they took a clip from the middle so it didn't have his name.
So maybe
on
if you
the
put
video.
19-year-old depression TED Talk, was it teen TED Talk?
No, I think it was just regular TED Talk.
Good for him. Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so good. So do you miss us?
I do. I really miss you guys. I got the reminder on my phone, and I was like, no.
I know. Well, you'll be back soon, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to know who's sitting in your seat?
I want to know.
It's me.
Nico. He just wanted to feel.
Nico.
He wanted to feel close to you.
Oh, it was Nico?
Yeah.
It's not me.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. She sits there sometimes.
Yeah.
Guys,
Sure
you're
thought.
embarrassing me.
I'm sorry. All right. We have to go, Maddie, so that we free up the phone line. Thank you so much for checking in with us. We really miss you.
All right, sure.
Okay, sweetie pie. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. We are at 888-531-7171. This is from Cutie123. I'm 14. Me and my friends recently met these guys, and now all we do is hang out with them. One is 18. The other two are 15. The 18-year-old hooks up with a lot of people. Whenever we hang out with them, he's always really touchy with me, and I really like it. It's weird because I've never been that type of girl. I've always been really good about not doing something I'll regret and being the bigger person. He asked me to have sex with him, and I really didn't reply to him. I'm scared. I'm going to get myself into something stupid, but I just can't help from liking him. He calls me beautiful and tells me all this stuff. I know he'd never make me do anything, but I'm scared he won't have to because I'll be willing. Please help. I need advice. I'm just going to throw to you guys, although you obviously know I have opinions. Go ahead, Ryan.
Well, the first thing I started thinking of when I read this was just like, I'm 14, me and my friends recently met these guys, and all we do is hang out. Okay, awesome. You made friends. Like, that was the first thing that I thought of, and I thought it was going to be, like, really positive. And then I started reading into it more, and I started seeing that the negative effects that this could have are further than just what the question states. Mm-hmm. And so a mistake, which you recognize there are mistakes to be made, and making one of those mistakes has more long-term repercussions than it might seem. Being someone who's in high school, you see stuff like this happen with younger girls and older guys, and you don't think that there was an issue at our school last year, and I won't get into the details of it, but parents found out, and it became a legal issue. Mm-hmm. It wasn't just within oh, I don't like you, or oh, we had an issue at one point or something like that. So you need to really be careful about the things you're doing, especially at such a young age. And just know that if you recognize that this is a guy who hooks up with a lot of girls, you should be recognizing that you're in that category and of those girls he wants to hook up with and is just trying to hook up with. So when he's telling you you're beautiful, he's just trying to get benefits from you. But Yulia, what do you think?
I mean, I think that this boy, because he's older, he has more experience. Like, he's playing her. So he just kind of wants an inexperienced girl. And because she doesn't know her value, not her value, but just she doesn't know how the games work, she's just allowing him to play with her. And the problem is, if she starts liking him, it's going to get worse.
She's on the verge of liking him, and she likes him, and she likes the attention, and she's kind of flowering into, oh my gosh, it feels so wonderful when a boy that I find attractive is touching me in a romantic way. I mean, that's a high.
Yeah.
So she's on that high, so she's endangered. Nico.
Something I think Andrea actually said before the show when we were saying this question on Instagram was really important. That this is something that is something you should be careful with if you actually try to go through with it, and you should keep your feelings out of. But for me, I know even if I was 14 and this happened to me, some cute 18-year-old boy came up and started flirting with me. It's hard to keep your feelings out of it when it's obviously something she's only experiencing for the first time.
But what do you guys think of an 18-year-old who would play a 14-year-old like this?
Creepy.
Well, I
Easy
mean,
mode.
yeah, you just look at high school seniors, and they're like, okay, I can't get a senior, can't get a junior,
Yeah.
can't get a sophomore, so I'm just gonna go for like a freshman. It's just like, I'm older and I'm using that to my advantage. It's just creepy. But Andrea, did you have something to say?
So on the subject of him being 18 and her 14, it's true. I completely agree. He's 18, so I'm pretty sure he can't play those games on girls his age, so he does it to 14-year-olds.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, the age difference is, I think it's kind of big. My advice to her would be to, maybe if she wants to experiment, just because I know that age, it's, everybody wants to experiment at that age. I would suggest doing it with, there's 15-year-olds, 14-year-olds, maybe 16-year-olds, but I think 17, 18, it's like a little bit pushing it.
Well, I don't think that she should accept any boy who just asks for sex.
Mm-hmm.
That's just
That too.
too much of a risky behavior, and he's not even her boyfriend. And if he were her boyfriend, it would still be wrong. Yeah, go ahead.
And this is a side comment, and then I know she mentioned that she's scared. So even then right there, the fact that she says she's scared, that's like a negative sign on its own.
Yeah, even your letter alone it shows us that you're wiser than you even realize, and that you need to trust your wisdom and not let your emotions override your wisdom. Kyo?
Yeah, that's definitely something I was just about to say. It's like she realizes that this is a bad thing, like a bad situation to be in or to do, and that her feelings are conflicting with the things that she thinks she should be doing. And I'm 19, and I think if any of my friends, or like I have a lot of 19-year-old friends, some 18-year-old friends, if any of them were talking to some girl who's a freshman in high school, I'd be like, what are you doing? That's weird and creepy. Don't do that. And they wouldn't, I don't know what they would say to me that would be like, oh no, it's fine, I'm doing this. That's not okay, really.
Yeah, especially the way the flirting is going and that he's brought up sex already. I mean, it's the other kids should be protecting her because there's kids in the middle of the ages. Nico?
Really, senior guys flirting with freshmen in general just really doesn't sit right with me, like Keo said. I mean, there's something about that. Like, you could be like a 4 out of 10 guy, and then you could, just because you're older, you have a bit more experience, you could be like that much more attractive to a girl that age. It's kind of a weird, alluring thing. I mean, you know what I mean,
yeah.
Ryan?
Yeah, I know what you mean, definitely. And I keep relating it back to I'm in high school, but this is like a thing that happens all the time. Something I think is just really weird. It's like freshmen, they're basically 8th graders. They're basically in middle school.
Yep.
I know like if you're a freshman, that probably hurts to hear from me because I know when I was a freshman, if someone was like, you're basically in middle school, I'd be like, no, I'm in high school now. But you're 1 year out of middle school. It's like, I don't know. That's just such a young age when you look at it like that.
Yeah, and the girl sees it as being like immensely flattering, like, oh, he could have any 18-year-old girl and he's attracted to me. Well, that's not flattering. It's actually says a lot about his character, and why would you want someone of such poor character to be attracted to you? It's not a compliment. It's like, oh gosh, that's like someone's attracted to me who doesn't care what happens to me. Because if he has sex with you, he's putting you in danger. So why are you flattered to be attracting somebody who is selfish and kind of hedonistic? In other words, whatever makes me feel good in the moment, I'm going to do. I don't care who it harms. He may seem cool to you, but he's not a kind, caring, loving person, and that's ultimately who you're going to wind up with in your life. We hope and pray. I believe we have a caller. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, who's this?
Don't hate me off.
Oh, hi. How are you?
Oh, I'm okay, I guess.
Yeah, I know you've been having a few rocky weeks there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's going on with you?
Just really bad depression, and I'm not the best right now, and my mom is sending me off tomorrow. So
Sending you where?
to Savannah for a week.
Have you been there before?
No, I haven't been there because the facility in my city right now, like, it won't accept me because we changed insurance, and then she's gonna send me to Savannah.
All right, so what have you heard about this place?
Nothing yet. I mean, I think I heard, like, the first time I was hospitalized, like, my friend, he told me it was okay. I was like, it's not that bad, but
So are you
hopefully this time I'll be okay.
are you scared?
Not really.
Are you kind of relieved?
Not really. I mean,
What are you feeling?
I'm kind of hoping that I get better this time.
Good, that's what I want to hear. All right, we're going to send you off with some words of encouragement. Who wants to say something to Don't Hate? Ryan's back.
Yeah, well, my encouragement would just be, having been in a similar situation, being sent off, just as long as you recognize, like you just said, like that I want to get better, you'll get better, and just take on as much as you can within your abilities and just make as much of an effort as you can, because effort means everything in a circumstance like this.
Yeah, effort means everything in every circumstance. Keo.
Yeah, I think you should really take Ryan's words to heart because he's gone through this before and he's made it through it. So I think he has some important words, and remember that everyone at our place is always going to be here.
Yeah, and we think you're a spectacular person, and we know and see your potential. So please don't ever doubt yourself. There may have been some things said to you by people in your life that are part of your circumstances. They're not part of who you are at all. Who you are is exceptional, and you are going to shine in the world and going to be an inspiration. So please know that, and you've been really strong and really brave throughout a lot of different experiences that have not been the best and the safest for a kid, and that your mom has so much love to send you to this place. It's just beautiful, and I'm really, really happy that this is happening.
Yeah, that's important to recognize too. I know that was hard for me. It's just like, it seems like your parents are doing it. Sometimes it seems like they're doing it to get rid of you, but they're really doing it because they care about you. If they didn't care, they wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
It's not easy for them. You're their child, so it's.
Yeah.
I mean, they're letting go of an important thing.
Yeah, kind of important.
Kind of important, you know.
Oh yeah, my kid. Yeah, there's that. No, so honey, please go, and we want to hear from you when you get back, okay?
Okay.
All right, and also Savannah's beautiful. Hopefully they'll let you walk around, because I got back from there a couple of months ago, and hopefully they'll take you to some cool things and stuff, because it's really a great town.
Things and stuff.
Yeah.
I've been there, but
Oh, you've been there.
in a facility there.
Oh well, then you're gonna see a whole new side of Savannah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, honey, we'll talk to you when you get back. All right?
Okay.
Okay. Do well. Bye-bye. All right, we are Our Place Out Loud. I am Louise Palanker, here with the wise and wonderful teens. We've got Andrea, Nico, Ryan, Yulia, Kimute, and Danny. And, of course, Jake's in the studio. And Matt is in the chat room. So where can they find the chat room, Matt, if they're watching online? Is the chat room, like, easy to find?
Yeah, off of the live stream page.
Just the live stream page, livestream.com/JOL test. This comes in from Just Smile for Life. For the most part, can a high school guy tell if a girl has a crush on him, even if they are not friends, just in the same classes? Ryan.
It depends if you want them to know. I don't know. That's just something I've experienced. I think girls who want to keep it kind of secret do a pretty good job, and I've been able to tell. And girls who want to make it apparent have done a good job, and I know.
Yeah,
so it just depends on the circumstances.
If there's drool on his desk, he can tell. But if you never make eye contact with him and don't tell anyone that you like him, probably not.
And if there's drool on my desk, the feelings won't be mutual.
Oh yeah. Well, you got to be careful about any moisture that isn't yours. Safety first.
Oh man.
Yulia.
I would, okay, so if she looks at you a lot, like if she gives you eye contact or she smiles a lot, then that means she kind of likes you, like it kind of shows. Also watch her body language, like if you guys are having similar body language, like let's say you're crossing your arms, and she does the same, or you touch.
Mirroring.
Yeah, so if she
There's
mirrors
a term
you,
for it.
then that means she likes you. Like, so just kind of test it out. It's kind of fun but just look at her eyes, make sure, watch the way she looks at you, and you can kind of tell if she likes you.
Well, she's trying to ask if, like, the guy that she likes can tell
Oh.
that she likes him. I think that's how the way that it's posed is, can he tell?
If he knows, yeah, it is. If he knows about body language, then yes, he probably can tell.
Mirroring is very subconscious. Nico.
If you really want a guy to know that you have a crush on him, what you gotta do is you gotta go up, you gotta start talking to him, you gotta start laughing at like everything he says, even if it's super depressing. No, not super depressing.
Don't blink either.
Don't blink, especially that.
Wait, what?
Especially
that
when you're
sounds
watching.
terrifying.
Especially when you're watching through your window. Do not blink.
Yeah.
Someone who doesn't blink and laughs all the time. That sounds really scary.
If you pull out, like, binoculars during class and aim them at him, he can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if he has bad news, like, oh god, I just failed this test.
You're so funny. Oh my god. Kyo.
Let's agree to never do that again.
Kyo.
I think it just depends too much on each individual person. Everybody's really different. I know when I liked a girl when I was in high school and in any school.
You liked a girl? Oh my god.
No. I was very conscious of not letting it out, so I didn't do really any of that subconscious stuff that like gave me away, because whenever I was around her, I was like, okay, I have to act normal for some reason, but
sometimes acting normal can give it away.
Yeah, but I was pretty good at it.
All
But,
right.
Stealth.
Yeah.
The stealth crush.
But it just
By
depends.
Kyo.
It just depends on the person. It depends on you as the girl crushing, how much you give away, and also on the guy and how much he's paying attention. And chances are, if he likes you, then he'll probably notice because he's paying a lot more attention to you than.
And ask yourself whether or not you want him to know, because all the things we said are kind of like how you would know. But if you want him to know, then use what we said to your advantage, or if you don't want him to know, the same thing goes for that.
Or tell him.
Yeah, or tell him.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's...
I seriously can't emphasize it enough. Like if a girl came up to me, and I know like a bunch of my guy friends would agree with this, and we're just like, you know what, I like you. Like, I'm like, oh,
Yeah, I second that.
Yeah.
Why don't you just talk to him, find some common ground, and then say, hey, you want to hang out and talk about this after school? Bam.
Yeah. Let's talk about whether or not you know I like you. Let's talk about that.
That's all we have in
That's
common.
actually great. That's
a
great.
great pickup line.
That's a great pickup line.
Opening line. 888-531-7171. Gator fan writes, this girl agreed to get coffee with me 2 weeks ago. We had a day planned and everything. She tells me the day before that she was sick, and we rescheduled. Then the next time she says she's still sick, and rescheduled again before the coffee date. I text her again, and she doesn't even text me back or call. I wish girls would just say no instead of giving false hope. So I was talking to this kid about how, like, if you're not in a relationship with someone, I don't think you're obligated to tell the absolute truth, and that people do get out of dates this way by doing what I call, like, the slow fade. So I wouldn't really fault the girl. You're just supposed to get the hint when she cancels 2 coffee dates and then doesn't text you back. Like, that's just non-direct for "I don't want to date you." Why did she say she would in the first place? She didn't know how to look into your eyes and say,
It seems like
"No, thank you."
It seems like he got that, and he got it pretty hard when he's like, "I wish girls would just say no instead of giving false hope."
Yeah, but I'm gonna go to Andrea because she's nodding her head. Like, I don't think the girl did anything wrong. I just think there are certain signs that we need to read, and this is one of them.
Yeah, I agree. I will be honest. I've done that a lot. Yeah, I think I would just. She felt bad saying no, so I think she just, said, "Oh, I'm sick again," and then after that, you just stop replying.
And it's painful as hell.
Mm-hmm.
There's no question about it. But that doesn't mean there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with the person.
No, not at all.
It's just, it was just that girl. I mean, there's going to be more girls out there.
Yeah, you can play the numbers game, or you can really get to know a girl. The numbers game means, and not every guy is good at this. The numbers game is where you ask a lot of girls to coffee, and then, 10% will go. I've never really, when I've watched guys do that, I just marvel at it because, I'm not like that. I have to really, really know someone well before I'm even comfortable having coffee. So, maybe the type of girl that you should be with is the type that you would know really well before you would even suggest coffee. So, if you're asking girls out way too early, then you probably should do the numbers game and just ask them all to coffee, on the first conversation. But if you really don't want to get rejected, you should really get to know a girl and know that she'll at least want to be your friend and have coffee with you and not see you as threatening or someone that she would have to figure out how to get out of dating or have some kind of awkward encounter because it means too much. It means more to you than it does to her. I can't stress enough how getting to know a person as a friend before suggesting something remotely datey is, I think, the way it's best played. But Nico, what do you think?
On that note, I mean, I feel like for some people, a date could be a way to figure out what you got in common, kind of a kickstart of the friendship kind of thing. But yeah, I could see what you're saying, and most of my relationships have started like that.
But if you're having this amazing conversation where it's oh my God, we have so much in common, I think then you can go, hey, we want to grab coffee. But you have to read the girl. Don't ask for coffee if you're not getting anything from her.
A good way to read if they actually want to, date you is if they do this and say, hey, I'm sick, you got to wait for them to respond, hey, could we do it this date? If they're actually scheduling something, I think that's a good indicator that they actually want to be with you. Or else you got to go with Rapper's Delight, and, if your girl starts acting up, then you take her friend.
Wow.
Wow. That went a completely different direction.
So just to clear that up, that was sarcastic.
It was
That's
sarcastic?
not what you should do.
No. Actually, my mom used to always say, well, he may have a friend. You should go with him.
Look, you got a girl that's standing you up twice and then not talking to you. You take her friend. You take someone else. You move on.
Right, but...
Yeah,
but
someone else, but maybe not her best friend.
Well, I mean, if her friend's hot.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, Ryan,
right.
Please lend your wisdom. I
Well-
don't know if you can top Nico, but attempt it.
No, my first words of wisdom were actually just coming from a Bruin fan to a Gator fan, and I cannot forgive what you guys did to the Bruins in the NCAA tournament in
Ouch.
2008. I just
Ouch. We're going back to 2008. Okay.
can't.
Nice.
Final Four, that was tough. But once we get past that, I know, thank you. It was a tough loss. But once we get past that, I think it's important to recognize, Weezy, you mentioned at first that you don't think the girl's in the wrong. I don't think anyone's in the wrong. I think it's just kind of she's not in the wrong. I mean, she is trying to be kind and let a guy down easy, but at the same time, it's just tough not to be told. Some people would rather be told no than, probably not, because especially when you want something, it's really easy to convince yourself that it's going to happen. So if there's any hope, you're
that's
really going to
good.
capitalize on it. So if
That's
someone
really
says,
good.
so it's tough to tell yourself that she's really saying no unless you hear it from her.
Right.
So-
When you want something, hope is big. But, I would also say for the girls out there, don't say yes to a guy and then get sick and then not text him back. Just say, right from the get-go, just say, I am so swamped this semester. Really put it off for at least 3 months.
Yeah.
Just you can't do it right now. I am just so smoked. Go ahead, Jakey.
When you said that, I imagined them going, "Oh yeah, I'd love to. Are you free March 2017. Just put it far enough in the future that they'll forget about you.
It might work.
Yeah, I mean that's my thing. I would put it off for. I would have a hard time just saying I do not want to have coffee with you. I would really have a hard time doing that. But
Just you.
Yeah, but I would put my style was like put it off for like 3 months, and I did wind up having to avoid this guy in one of my classes because I had said a movie would be great next semester, and he was right there, like, the day of. Just got our test results. Signing up for new classes. Movie. Yeah, because, like, for some guys, like, it means a ton, and they're like, okay, checking it off their calendar. One more day till I can ask out little Wheezy.
Wheezy, that reminded me of the character from Hey Arnold who would always stand behind Helga and just breathe heavily. And he'd just stand there and breathe heavily.
But, yeah, so, like, with some guys, you do have to just be direct and not get their hopes up because there's going to be a girl for this guy, and if it's not you, like, let him know that early on, but in the sweetest way possible. Go ahead.
That's exactly what I just said.
Yeah, I know. That's why I quote the greats.
I mean, it's hard sometimes as a girl to say no because they're like, oh, you want to go, but because there's no like you want to go on a date. Coffee's kind of like it could be business, it could be friendly, so it's kind of hard to say no to coffee,
right?
Because it's in that middle.
It's kind of hard to say no to coffee. That's the truth.
Yeah,
everyone likes coffee.
So I think that's why she said no, or she rescheduled multiple times because she's trying to gauge, okay, what does he want? But it's kind of, as a girl, sometimes it's kind of hard to be like, okay, what do you want?
Yeah, you're right. It's hard to say no to coffee because coffee could just be friendship. Okay, Keo.
I understand the feeling of wanting to be told straight no, and I understand why you wouldn't want to do that because basically, if you want somebody to say no to you, that's like you're putting them in a difficult situation. You're putting them in a situation to hurt you. And, like, most people don't like hurting other people's feelings just straight up.
Just on the internet.
Yeah, just on the internet. But, I mean...
Noob.
I'm Facebooking noob at you, Weezy, by the way.
But it's like, it's hard, and it, like, you don't like doing it. It's not fun. So you're asking them to just be upfront and keep in mind that they're not mind readers. They don't know whether or not you're thinking, tell me straight, or they don't know if you're going to be like, wow, what a B word. Like, she just totally rejected me to my face. Like,
I think that's a really important point that, well, coming off of that kind of, it's like you're not going to get an absolute every time when you're dealing with other people. Sometimes they're going to give you stuff like this, and you got to just let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. All right, moving on.
I did just post to your wall, noob. On Facebook.
Oh, you did? Oh, that means you care. Ryan, I missed you reading questions. So could you please read Baby Doll's question? Hate the screen name, but because it's kind of like too sexual for the app, but I don't know.
Well, what if it's like a Cabbage Patch Kid? It's
could
a baby doll.
Could be.
We got to sexualize everything, Weezy.
Get your mind out of the gutter. Okay, yeah, I'd be happy to read it. I love my dad, but he's so frickin' annoying. Both my parents work full-time, and when they come home, I'm usually on my iPad because it's 6 o'clock and I'm done with the day and I've come home from friends and stuff. And he makes me out to be the laziest person ever and that all I ever do is go on the iPad when I really go on about an hour a day, and most of it's books and homework. And I actually do about 3 hours of PE every day. I walk to and from school, which is about an hour each, and then I do morning fitness at school, and then an hour of PE every day, and twice a week we go to the local sports center at the school and do training. And what does he do? He freaking does nothing at work and is always complaining how he has nothing to do at work. I've tried talking to him, but he won't listen, and always ends up making me feel so guilty and fat and lazy.
I just hate that when you start, when you just finish up your day, you finish up all your homework, and then you're like playing video games or something, and then your mom comes home, it's like, oh my god, what have you been doing all day?
My stepdad, well, soon-to-be stepdad, does that to me. Like, he'll walk into the house, and I'll have a basketball game on, and he'll be like, do you ever do homework? And I'm like, yes, I just finished, and I just put on the Laker game. Can I enjoy it? Or should I keep doing homework I don't have?
It's like they have some magic way to get in there right when you start relaxing.
Exactly.
That's the cool thing about being an adult is you're in charge of your own schedule. You get to figure out when you're going to get work done. You get to figure out when you're going to give yourself some recreation and give yourself a breather or whatever. But I was telling this kid that she should maybe time her free time around her dad's schedule so that it's like when you're at work and the boss walks in, you should always look really busy.
I thought you were gonna say that before.
And your
when
parents are like, yeah, go ahead.
No, when you said that one of the good things about being that's one of the good things about being an adult, I thought you meant that you get to yell at kids for not doing things the right way.
No, I honestly mean that, like, you get to self-regulate
Yeah.
because, like, hopefully your parents have taught you well how to make good use of your time, and I can understand that feeling of, oh, this is just the 1 hour that I have to go on my iPad and just kind of veg and regroup, and this is
Flappy
the moment
Bird.
my dad, Flappy Bird, baby, doll, Kyo.
Yeah, I get that when like trying to schedule around your dad, but at the same time, being a kid, you're kind of rebellious, I think, or I don't know what the right word is, but you don't want to think of them as the boss. You want to think of yourself as the boss, and you don't want to think like, oh, I have to do this because they're gonna be around.
And I also think that when you're in the workplace, you should always be working. You shouldn't.
Yeah.
You shouldn't. But I did have a lot of employees that would be like, you know, I can see the solitaire in the window, which becomes a mirror at sundown. So I know that you're playing a game. No, it's just funny because we all want to feel like, you know, even if my husband walks in, it's just like, oh, like, I don't want him to see me playing a game, you know? I mean, it's funny because when you're alone, you're just like, I got control of everything. This time management is mine. I own it. But you still don't want someone to think of you as lazy. But if I walk in the room and my husband is playing Bejeweled, I'm like, oh, yay, he's playing Bejeweled because he works hard and he earned it. Like, I think watching a movie, playing a game, it's things that you earn, and you just say to your dad, like, you do something to recreate. Like, we can't all just wake up, pound the pavement, and fall asleep. None of us can do that. And if you could have that conversation with your dad where you just say, I mean, Dad, I wouldn't expect you to just be, you know, pedal to the metal like the 16 or 17 hours that you're awake. And how can you expect that of me? I mean, I work really hard, and I would love for you to respect that and trust that when I'm on my iPad, it's because I earned it. Kyo.
I'm not saying I recommend this, but this is something that I would do. Is the next.
Okay, prefaced it by
Yes.
that.
Are you
yes.
particularly not recommending it? Is it something that you shouldn't do?
It's up to you if you want to do it or not. You'd be a better judge than me, but this is something that I would do if my parent came in and was like, "You're so lazy." Like, I'm sitting around and just watching TV or playing video games, and they say, "Do you ever do anything? You're lazy." I'll be like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then I would start doing jumping jacks and push-ups. Like, I'm sorry, I need to be doing more all the time. You're right. Like, I would go that way and be sarcastic about it, but.
That's why
Yeah,
you're giving
he's
him
not
attitude.
recommending that, and I don't know
Yeah,
if that would work
definitely
for her dad. But,
not.
like, what about the part where she thinks that her dad is lazy at work? Like, she doesn't know what her dad does at work.
Well, I mean, like, I've definitely been there when my dad has been like, "You're lazy," and I've been like, "Well, so are you if I'm lazy," you know what I mean? But, like, it's one of those things where as much as I could call my dad out for a lot of things, he kind of, like, pays for me to live. So, I mean, like, when you look at all the expenses you have as a kid and then you realize that, like, 99% of them come out of your parents' pocket, I don't know. Since I've realized that, it's been one of those things where I'm like, gee, he messes up a lot, but he's paying for everything I get, so I'm just going to let him mess up and not be a part of it.
There really is in your life, like, only 18 years of, like, being this hyper managed or, what's the word for it? Micromanaged. Yeah, go ahead, Yulia.
Well, like this weekend, we went home and my little cousins were hanging out with us, and their moms kept calling them. And I said, this is why you guys should go to college, because then your mom won't be calling you when you're watching a movie. Because it was funny, it was like one after the other, and that's my advice: is go to college away from home, so that and make make your own life so that you can pay your own bills, and then no one can tell you what to do.
Yeah, and the more education you get, the better money you're going to make, the more iPads you're going to be able to purchase. And, gosh, I was, in the time that we were on the airplane waiting for the catering truck, the guy in front of me, the kid in front of me looked like a really young kid, and he was saying that he puts in 80-hour weeks at his job. Like, the jobs that you're going to have to do right out of college to jumpstart your career are intense, and you really need to be that available to your employer. They're looking for people that really shine. And that's like why people are putting off having families for like 10 years so they can kind of jumpstart their careers, because high school is hard, college is hard, and your first 10 years on the job are the hardest, honestly, and you have to love it. You have to absolutely love it to be a star, and you don't really get a lot of time to yourself. So even if you just can take like an hour before falling asleep at night to, play with your Flappy Bird, it gets even harder. I only, and I. Bird is the word, It's a bird that flies through pipes. I don't know how to explain it. That's all I meant, Ryan.
I know, but that's not where my high school mind took me.
Sorry.
I got.
And you know what? As soon as it came out of my mouth, I understood that your high school mind was going to take you elsewhere, and I apologize for that. But yeah.
Something I was going to say, though, that doesn't have to do with that, is something I've learned just from being on a bunch of sports teams, particularly football teams, because football coaches are really just hard-nosed most of the time.
Yeah, they are.
And so if they're like, okay, run 3 laps for practice or whatever, and you run 3 and you finish before most people, and then you're just like sitting there talking to someone else, they get mad at you. And like initially when you first start playing a sport where they take it that intensely, you're like, well, I did what you said, but when they're so focused on productivity and they see time being wasted, it's they want you to be doing something with it. So sometimes you just got to put your head down and run an extra lap, or put your head down and make it look like you're doing some work, and then you get to play in the games, or then you get to be 18 and run your own life. So you get the benefits from sometimes just putting your head down and dealing with things.
Or run slow enough to make it look hard.
They don't like that.
They don't like that.
They
All
don't
right.
like that.
Best effort. Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to say, I think at the end of the day, our parents want the best from us.
Yeah.
And I want to say that maybe her dad, that's what he wants, the best for her. And, after maybe she says that he's late or he doesn't do anything at work, but she really doesn't know. So I want to say is maybe he comes back home from work and maybe he doesn't feel very appreciated for his hard work. So then he sees his daughter on the iPad, so that's his initial reaction. So maybe my advice would be talk to your dad. Ask him, what would you like me to do instead? Then I know you said you spoke to him about it, but maybe if then that doesn't work, I wouldn't know what else to tell you.
She could suggest they do something together. I mean,
Yeah.
they're finally in the same room at the same time. Like, how about have some quality time, father-daughter time?
Mm-hmm.
And no one's being mad at anyone for being lazy. Everyone's just saying, hey, we deserve this time together. Let's relax and play a game or watch a movie or something. I think we have a caller. Hello? Hello, who's there?
It's Mrs. Jordan Chris Colfer.
Hello, Mrs. Colfer. How are you and the husband doing?
Perfect.
Perfect. What do you have to share with us this evening?
Well, what was the topic again?
We were talking about parents that don't understand when we want some recreational time and thinking that we're supposed to be busy all the time.
I can understand that because my parents all the time, they want me to sit down and do homework. Well, occasionally my rear end gets numb and I need to get up and walk around for a minute.
Yeah.
And if that means going to see my cat, please understand that I'm about to go back and do my homework.
Yeah, I mean, you could talk to them and say, like, could I get, like, a 10-minute break every hour because just that's my circulation is better. I mean, everybody, even if you're at your desk, you should stand up, like, once an hour. That's one thing that I read in a magazine. You should stand up once an hour at any age, and just because your body needs it. Like, we're not meant to be, like, sitting down all day long. Like, once an hour, just stand up. And your cat needs some love, too. So...
And
right,
get your cat to do some of the work for you.
Yeah, get your cat. Train your cat to do your homework.
They train dogs to drive in like Switzerland or something.
Yeah, well.
I bet if you could train your cat to do your homework, you wouldn't need to do any more homework. You would just be.
You also wouldn't be. Yeah. You also wouldn't be getting very good grades, but.
Well, but you win at life then.
Yeah.
You train.
You can make a career out of it.
Yeah.
Sell the homework doing cat.
Like a cat, good penmanship. You'd have to teach it how to type, probably.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for calling in, Mrs. Colfer. We're going to jump to a couple of other questions, and I think or should we do Thread Theater? Did I have a Thread Theater?
Yeah, you did.
On the back.
All right, let's do Thread Theater in case we don't get to it because it's already getting kind of late in the show. Thread Theater, modeling starvation. Let's just go around the room. We should probably give Ryan the big part since Ryan's been gone. You want to be S.R. Buckley?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, so let's do Starry-Eyed. You can be Starry-Eyed, young Andrea. Nico, you can be Gaga. And Yulia, you can be Jenny. And then who else is in it? Oh, just 2 more parts, so we'll give the part of Renee to Yukio. It's a very short part, but there's only small actors.
Yeah.
There's no small parts. And Danny,
That's
you
right.
can be Gummy Bear. Curtain up on Thread Theater, modeling starvation. Starry-eyed.
Should the fashion industry ban models that are too skinny?
S.R. Buckley. No, we shouldn't be banning anyone from anything due to their physical appearance. A better idea would be to have women of different body types model instead of just skinny people. Magazines and companies should also stop photoshopping their models. I don't understand why any of that matters anyways. What's the point of photoshopping a model to look taller anyways? Especially if you're selling clothes or something. Having a super skinny and or tall model instead of a curvier model isn't going to make your clothes more attractive. If anything, it makes their clothes less attractive. And I'm even less likely to buy it. The average pant size for an adult woman is a 14. Therefore, it would be a better strategy to have models that wear that size. I also wish the modeling industry didn't have as big of an impact on today's youth. They don't need the world telling them that if they are in a size 4, they won't look good in something. Our society puts too much emphasis on physical appearance and not enough on someone's character and personality.
More likely, I think they should not make a big deal out of it because of skinny girls. It would give different body types of all girls a chance.
Okay, do it again, but Gaga is from Ireland.
Deep manly voice.
I don't know, there's Oi, lassie. More likely, I think they shouldn't make a big... that's Australian. I think they shouldn't make a big deal out of skinny girls because it would give different body types of girls a chance. There, I said it plain.
Very good, very good, very good.
Renee says, depends if it's a disorder.
Jenny, yeah, I just think that they shouldn't have unhealthy models. Natural skinny models who eat properly. That's fine, but not one who starves herself to get to that same size, to that same weight, and is on the verge of fainting half the time. Equally, plus-size models should be allowed, but not morbidly obese models who are about to have a heart attack. Any healthy body type should be represented, but allowing unhealthy women to advertise is allowing an unhealthy body and lifestyle to be promoted.
Hope I don't mess this up. Great point, Jenny.
Beautiful. Danny. Oscar. Yeah.
Best supporting actor.
And that is a bigger part than your first part, which was, what was your first line?
Derp.
Yeah. So, yeah. All right, so let's talk about this because I was, before I went to the Dublin Film Festival, I was at the Santa Barbara Film Festival, and before every movie they showed these UGG commercials because UGG Australia was sponsoring the Santa Barbara International Film Festival, and the girls looked just way too skinny. The boots and the shoes from UGG, fantastic. But the girls, when I see girls that I know are pretty girl, and I just picture that girl walking into the modeling office and being a beautiful girl and being told to go home and lose 10 pounds, that breaks my heart and makes me hate the modeling industry. And why is this happening, Ryan?
Well, yeah, this is a topic I love to talk about because in rhetoric class, it's rhetoric class has become a social issue class.
Oh,
so
cool.
we just talk about stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I look at this from a bunch of different perspectives because I totally understand how it seems wrong to not represent the plus size model in the modeling industry, especially because it's a real part of our culture. They're real people. In fact, the majority of people. But at the same time, when I look at a size 4 model, I find that more attractive. That's just I'm being brutally honest here. I think
even if it's a Pez head, where you know that the girl is not eating, she's starving herself, she's being told to lose weight.
Well, I think that's more than a size 4. I'm saying if you're not abnormally impaired from not eating, I think a skinny girl is more attractive than a larger girl. That's just the way I look at it, and I can't speak for all men on that, but I think a lot of my friends agree with me on that. And so there's an equal balance in what we kind of wish it would be like and what it realistically could be like. So I think we should represent the plus size model. I think that we should definitely put an emphasis on eating disorders not being a part of the modeling industry, but we also tend to knock a lot of models for being really skinny and attractive, and it's but they're really skinny and attractive,
No,
so,
they're not. They're not actually naturally that skinny. That's the whole myth of the modeling industry, is that normal, healthy-sized girls are told to lose 10 pounds, which means don't eat or do something really dangerous like throw up or take laxatives or why do we as a society or the fashion industry think that clothes hang better on a girl that's just bone?
Well, but what I'm saying is I don't think very many people actually think that, and I think that's a general misconception because I don't think many people are attracted to just bone structures.
But you may be saying I like thin girls, but you're not saying you like a girl who looks like she's about to pass out.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. I said we should definitely take that out of the industry and make an effort of making sure that that's not what the industry is about. But people always say like, what makes this more attractive? Nothing. Most people don't think it's more attractive. It's just this common misconception. But in terms of a skinnier, healthy girl versus a larger, healthy girl, I think a skinnier girl is more attractive, and that's just me being honest.
Right, but you're talking about the difference between a normal, healthy-looking girl and a plus size.
Right.
I'm talking about the difference between the girls who model, which I think are too thin, and a normal, healthy girl. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, no, I see that.
Nico?
But, yeah.
I don't know what to say here.
I thought you had your hand up.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't actually, but...
Oh, sorry.
I have something to say.
Okay, Q has something to say.
Yeah, what do you think?
Good point, good point Nico.
Yeah, good point.
I agree.
I think people just take things too far, and they see the comparison between a bigger healthy girl and a skinnier healthy girl, and a lot of them say, oh, I think the skinnier one is attractive. Then that turns into skinnier is more attractive, so it just turns into like it goes too far. People take it to the extreme, which isn't good. I don't know how to change that. Like, I mean, I know people are trying to change that and doing things, and there's campaigns going, like, it's become like a movement for some people, but I don't really know how to change the modeling and telling girls lose 10 pounds when they're perfectly fine, they look perfectly fine.
Really?
Because, I mean, like, to me, like, a girl like Nicki Minaj is a lot more attractive than a model from the modeling industry.
Or than, like, Lady Gaga.
Or even, like Lady Gaga. Like, because she's like she's not normal size, but she's not as skinny.
She's definitely a normal size.
as the high fashion models. And sometimes if we put in women who look like Nicki Minaj, maybe girls will want to be like that and not starve themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my biggest concern is for girls and for girls to be inspired by people who care more about what they think than how they look, and any aspect of how a girl looks can become an obsession to a young girl who's trying to figure out who she is. Andrea.
Well, going off the Nicki Minaj thing, I think she's kind of exaggerated also like skinny models. I think even then I don't know how to say it, like, I don't want to go against what you said, but it's more of like she also kind of, I don't know, she's just exaggerated also, and I personally, I'm really skinny, and people always tell me I'm skinny, but the thing is like, I can't change it. I eat, I do whatever I can, but that's just my body type. I think girls just need to embrace whatever body type that they have and not worry about what's on an image, what our society is telling them is the right thing, whether it be Nicki Minaj having
a big
booty or being some actress who's super, super thin. I think it's all about being healthy and embracing whatever body type that you do have.
It's funny, like, when you say Nicki Minaj, I'm not even picturing her body. I'm just picturing, like, whatever color her hair might be that day. And there's so many things about her that are so much bigger than life that I don't even notice anything about her body.
Oh, yeah,
and
there is.
Also, the lyrics in her songs are, like, did she just sing that? Okay, Nico?
I think both parties are kind of wrong on this. Obviously, modeling industry is wrong on the fact that they'll do things like photoshopping and encouraging people to, throw up, because as much as we don't like to talk about it, that actually does happen. But I think our society today kind of takes things to the extremes, if you know what I'm saying. Like, you'll have these girls who see this and want to get skinnier than that because they think that's a beautiful thing, and that's really unhealthy. And then you have these other girls who completely reject the idea that skinny is beautiful and then say that fat is beautiful. And taking both sides of it is extremely unhealthy.
Mm-hmm.
So really, we've got to both make a concession on this. We've got to realize that the extreme is wrong, and that companies like this should be realizing that too.
Extremes are always kind of dangerous, no matter if they're religious or political extremes or some kind of body image like extreme, because if you're going to take it to the extreme that you can be whatever size you want, you might not be having the healthiest diet either, and eating too much bad stuff is just as bad for you as not eating enough good stuff.
I just need to thank Nico for that, because I've been trying to find a way to formulate that thought that I've had for such a long time into words, and that's like the way to say it. Like that's what I was trying to get at is there's attractive, and then there's the extremes of both sides, and we just need to be real about it.
Yeah, very nicely said. We've got 1 more minute. I think everyone here is a really healthy weight, and applause for that. That's really great.
Yay!
And we eat pizza every Tuesday night. It's got bread, cheese, and sauce. Those are all 3 really nice things to
It's a
have
vegetable.
in your
Exactly.
diet. And this is me stretching for a minute. So
I had pizza for lunch today, so that's like double pizza for me.
Well, you can't. Well, then it might be extreme pizza. So I don't know if that's a good thing.
The extreme vegetables, though. I mean, like, eat your broccoli. No, I'll just have my pizza
It's
instead.
funny that the word extreme became a good thing. You know, like with sports, like extreme.
Well, I don't know, like sports to the extreme. It's like, I don't know, extreme sports are never. I mean, like they're cool, but like people like get hurt, so I don't know.
Yeah, they are extremely dangerous. Okay, so we are Our Place Out Loud, and we're happy to have you with us, and we will see you again next week. Bye bye.
Thanks for welcoming me back. Welcoming me back.
Yay, Ryan.
Out there wandering,
Woo!
I've been in here wondering, hoping, reaching, wishing I could find my way.